Yeah. So let me were you able to clone it into your directory?
Yeah.
Cool. And then what you want to do next is you need to install all the dependencies. So cd into the directory, and then you're gonna want to do npm install. So you want to do where's the chat box? Npm install, and then that's gonna install all the node modules for you guys.
Awesome.
All right. So let me and then after that do npm start, and then should be able to run it. And if not, then we might need to take a look at. Let me make sure So what are you guys working on for your solutions challenge? What's the project?
We are doing a what's it called? We're making sort of a mix between a CRM and a social media platform so that people can complain to their municipalities about infrastructure degradation, but also so that local local people can get together and come up with solutions to problems in their municipalities themselves if nobody wants to help with that, so they can come up with their own solutions.
Dude, that's super dope. What? So you guys are using React for the front end, and then for the back end, we're like
Well, the
Python or
back end we're using Firebase,
Firebase.
so it's
So
basically all front end with React. There is no
um,
back end.
that's dope. Yeah, Firebase is really nice. That's what I use Firebase to host my website. Um, it's super simple, but there's like so much you can do with Firebase. It's pretty dope. So were you able to get it running?
It says I'm missing npm start.
And you did npm install and everything.
Yeah, it's a new minor version. Run npm install dash g to update. Okay, so now
Cool.
run.
You might need to install that script on um cloning cloning repos is kind of annoying sometimes. Let me see what we have. I didn't push the node modules, so let me see. Actually, let's see if I can give you screen share permission. I want to see the. How do I do a pause meeting? See if I have a fire stop share.
You need to permission to share.
Yeah, see if you can share now.
Got it.
Okay, so all right, so you're in. You're in which directory now? This is
1 second, because it's not letting me. Share. There. Now it should.
all right. Cool. Okay, so I see VS Code. Um, and that directory is that the root directory of the Okay.
This is what I've run so far.
Okay, so you get cloned. All right, now scroll down. So you get cloned inside there. All right, so now you need to type in dir and let's see if the folder got cloned inside there. Scroll up.
Here, let me.
Yeah, it should be there somewhere. So cd there you go. CD React tutorial book site. And you might want to clear out all those things in there. Okay, so in web development, one thing you always want to make sure is that you're always in the right direct. Well, just in development in general, you want to make sure you're always in the right directory. For like the npm modules, basically they're just a bunch of like packages that you're installing from online, and the packages, they all include dependencies. So like dependencies for the scripts you want to run, dependencies for different components and stuff like that. Um, so you want to make sure that you install them in the right inside of your project directory. So your project directory here will be React tutorial book site. Go ahead and do dir one more time. I want to make sure that's the root folder.
Okay. So how do I go about opening it here?
So go ahead and do dir one more time inside of Norway. I want to see if that's the okay. Um, oh, okay. Hold on. It didn't even clone the right one. Hold on.
Is this running on Windows commands or on Linux commands?
Well, I mean, are you on Windows or are you on Linux?
Windows.
Yeah, Windows. Yeah, yeah. You're fine with uh with those commands there. Let me do something really quickly. Okay. Um, I need to merge these two. Yeah, GitHub is a pain in the butt sometimes.
So you said you used Firebase for a website you hosted.
Yeah.
How was the overall experience using it to manage the users?
You managing the users?
Yeah.
Well, my website was I literally just used it for hosting, so it wasn't like, um, I didn't like use it to like maintain anything or anything like that. Like it wasn't like I really just used it just for hosting and just to like get the domain up and running and everything like that. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the most part.
Gotcha.
Hold on, let me.
Have you ever had to use a database to like create users and model users on a web dev program?
Yeah, so for my software engineering class, we had to use it was a mixture of React and C and we used this. It's called like it was an ASP.NET framework. It was called Entity Framework, and basically like I mean I didn't completely understand it, but the C sharp created the tables and all the models and everything for the actual database, and then that created the tables inside of SQL, and then the tables inside of SQL were created by the C sharp, and then we used React on the front end to like do the async calls to be able to create users and all the CRUD framework, like the creating and editing and deleting and all that stuff. And we also used this thing in React called Redux. And I'm still learning Redux. It's a little bit confusing, but basically it's kind of like React's like own like database. Like you know how like React uses like props.
Yeah.
Um, Instead of like passing props like everywhere, Redux kind of like holds like all the data, like as far as
Oh,
like
so it's like an overarching database for it.
yeah, basically, and it kind of like holds like all your props in there. So if you're gonna use users, I would definitely look into Redux, and Redux is probably something that you're gonna want to use. Um, maybe that's
Could
something
you
we can
put that
go
in the
over in
chat?
the, huh?
Could you would you mind putting that in the chat?
Yeah, I got you. Let me find the website for it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's also useful for authentication and everything like that. It makes it super easy, and all that good stuff. Let me find the right command for you. Okay, let's do this. I'll send you the command real quick. All right. It's gonna be phone. URL. Let me make sure it's the right. All right. try this one. Make sure to get out of that one. Do cd slash get out of that directory. I mean, yeah. Okay, do directory or cd React tutorial book site. Let's see if that pulled it. Now do directory again. Cool. All right. So now do npm install. npm. All right, so now let's open it up in the file explorer. So you want to click open folder. That should open up your all right, now click open folder. Or go to file, then open folder. That's the old one. And then let's find the directory that we just did the clone into. I believe that's it. So you don't want to open up the source file. You want to open up the main folder, so the root folder. So go click open folder again, and then go back one directory. Or I think I don't know if that's gonna do it that way, but yeah, there we go. React tutorial book site. Click open folder. Put the node modules in there. All right, so let's open up a terminal now. And now let's do npm start. Actually, there's no mechanism internal. Do npm install one more time. Scripts, sorry. I think because we're not doing it, all right, do this command. And if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna have you just create a new React app. That's probably the better way to do it. All right, try npm start now. Yes. So cloning from GitHub is not ideal. Let me see yeah, the node modules are all in there. There's probably something missing from the dependencies that we need that's created when we do create React app. So all right, here's what we're gonna do instead. Get out of this directory, and then I'm gonna send you the commands. Just create a new React app, and then we'll just you can just copy and paste the code from the so just go into any directory you want and just run this one, and this is just going to create a new React app for you. And you don't have to worry about any dependencies because it'll all be created in there. Okay, cool. Oh, almost done. All right, cool. So now let's cd my app and then npm start. See right there, cd my app and npm start. And that's going to run the local server. So now let's open up your my app in your file explorer so we can start copy and pasting the code. So go to file, open folder. And yeah, there you go, my app. There you go, select folder. Cool. All right, so we got the source, we got, so in a React app, you have, this is the file structure that it gives you. Go ahead and open up all the folders so you can see like what's inside of them and stuff. You got node modules, you can close that, that's all the dependencies. Public and source. So in public, you got like all the different public information. If you go into index.html, it shows you the boilerplate. And if you scroll down, you see the div root. That's literally where like all of the React is getting rendered in that div. So that div is where your whole app is living. That's why you only need one HTML file for React because, well, I mean, you could do multiple if you wanted to, but like all React does is it renders the JSX and all the React inside of a div. And then if you go to index.js, I think it is at the bottom, right there, yeah. So React DOM.render. So React DOM.render is a React function. Well, React DOM is a React class, and .render is a function. And what that's doing is that's rendering what's inside there. So it's rendering app, which you can see the app component if you want, and it's rendering it inside of document.getElementID, ID, which is the root. So you're getting the element, which you saw over there, the index.html, is getting that root right there. The ID equals root, so it's that div. So this is the what's it called? The main part of React, if that makes sense to you guys. And you can look into app.js and see like what's in there. That's kind of where you're. If you see there's some actual React in there. So now that that's good, I'm sure you guys understand that. You can open up the GitHub, and I guess we can start like copying and pasting some of the files in there. Okay, and package.json. These are, if you look in there, that's where all the different dependencies are going to be. You can see like if you install you see the scripts right there. That's the scripts that you just ran. The npm start, React start, all that. This is what actually started the local server. Then if you install like any other packages or anything like that, it's all going to be in here. So like if you ever need like a package for something, Google it. Like let's say you wanted I don't know, Material UI, like cool components. That's the cool thing about React. Is like you can there's literally whole libraries full of just like components for you to use. So like, let's for your solutions challenge, let me send you a really cool library that I've used before that would make your life a lot easier. So basically, what this website is it's a whole library of already built components, and you just npm install Material UI, and then you can like use like all their components in your projects. So pretty dope. There's like a lot of support for React. Um, definitely take a look at that. I'm sure you guys don't want to have to build everything from scratch. They have a
I
lot of
definitely will take a look at that. That's gonna be awesome.
yeah, because like I mean, probably what you're mainly gonna want to focus on is the logic in the back end and probably a lot of Redux stuff. So like you don't want to have to like build like a button from scratch or anything like that. So actually let me show you how you would use it. Let me screen share because we can
Yeah, here, let me stop you.
yeah, it's super easy. So you're gonna want to go to the getting started page, and just like you did npm install, you're gonna npm install their package here. So that's the first thing you want to do. So let's just go to my project. Make sure I'm in the right directory. So npm install Material UI. So that's going to be going in the background. And there's a couple different ways you can do it, but you're probably going to want to just do npm install. And then next thing you want to do is go to the components, and they have hella stuff that you can use. So let's say I was looking for like a button or something. So I can have this inside of my project without having to do like any type of styling, any type of anything. Um, they show you the code, they give you examples on how to do it and stuff like that. And all you have to do is go to the API down here and then click on the button, and it shows you how to install it and all that good stuff. I think the command is here somewhere. I think because you already did the first command. So you see that you installed the Material UI package, right? That's what I just installed. So if I look at my node modules now, it should be a Material UI folder. Let's see, it should be there somewhere. There you go. So this folder is gonna have everything as far as Material UI goes. So let me go into my. I guess let me do the nav bar. Let's say I want to add like a login button, right? So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go to the button API because that's gonna show me what as far as like what I need to do the import and everything like that. It's gonna show me the different props I can push into it. So I'm gonna copy and paste that import line, and then I'm gonna go back to my project, and I'm gonna go ahead and import. And then now I can actually just do button and some login button. And
Oh, and
then
because you imported from the API, it'll already be set to
the Material UI stuff. Yep. So I already installed that whole package, so it's already in here. All I need to do is just import this component from the package. So let's npm start and see if that. I believe that's everything they need for it to work. Um, Let me go back to the documentation so I can look at the example code. gosh. All right, so yeah, and they have like a bunch of different examples here that you can like look at. So so when I do button variant contained, so you're gonna have the regular like attributes here, but there's also props that can be changed. So like you can see you can change the color here without having to do any type of CSS or anything like that. Cannot resolve material UI core button. So I'm missing something here. Oh, I need to put.
I think we only did the npm install for the regular core and not the button.
Might be it, but I could have sworn it was just the whole entire. Yeah, you're probably right. Let me make sure. Button. Material UI core button. Yeah, I'm gonna do the button command after that. Let me just make sure. I'm gonna try just doing an app.js too. I guess I might not have read it the first time, but here's my button, and here's a login button up here, but it's black. So yeah, I guess I didn't run it right the first time, but yeah, you can. That's literally how easy it is to just add those in there, and like there's like so much that you can add here. Like
So you didn't have to import the button?
no, I actually didn't run npm install the first time, so that's where I messed up. But yeah, my button's over here on the bottom. Forget this page. There's my button down there, and there's my button up here. and it comes with all the nice CSS and everything like that. And let's go back to the button over here. So if I wanted to make it, copy and paste this one because this one's kind of cool.
Oh, you can literally paste it and just edit in what you want.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually what I do because they have a lot of sometimes complicated components, and I kind of already just like the way that they look. And let me just change the color actually to, I think that changes the color. There we go.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
sick. And it reacts on its own, right?
Yeah, it has I mean, probably what you want to do is you want to add an on click wherever it needs to go, or an href if you just want to go to a website or something like that. This on click is going to have the method for it to whatever it is, login or something like that. But it has all the nice like CSS, like you can hover over it and everything like that. Um, and if we go to the API and see the props, there's like a lot more that we can do. So we can change the color, we can change some other stuff here that we can do. href, the size, we can make it large, medium, or small. Um, yeah, there's some, they have like actual, so these are classes. So if you want to do like more custom CSS to it, these are the classes that you can access to change them. But like, let's say I wanted to move this button to the right. Let me add a class to it. Name this my CSS. And, um, left. Something is sure why it's not moving. The thing with CSS is just kind of like trial and error. Like you're gonna have to figure out which attribute probably works the best.
Yeah. No, but the point is that you can just you can just copy the whole method and
Oh,
edit it in as
yeah,
you want.
exactly. The whole component, like, and it looks nice. Like if you want to make some cards, I really like their cards. Their cards are really nice too.
Yeah, because we're not trying, like, we really don't care that much about the appearance of our program.
Yeah,
We more or less want the functionality to be there because we know that, if it goes anywhere, they're going to give us time to refine it and everything.
exactly. Yeah, and this looks nice enough where it's like, okay, they actually put some type of effort in the front end, but like, I'm sure they care more about actually just like the what's it called, functionality of it. So you don't even have to do much React. Like all you have to really worry about with this, like I was saying, um, copy and paste the code in there. Put the on click method. Because you're probably gonna need an on click method for the. So if this is a login button, then like this is gonna be like some like a sync call to authenticate the user and stuff like that. So you're gonna have like the method up here, and then put the on click method in there, and then you just copy and paste whatever as you see as you go, and then you'll probably need to do a little bit of CSS for like the for like how you want to align everything, but it's pretty useful. It'll save you a lot of work. You don't actually have to just like do way too much CSS because CSS is just a pain in the butt sometimes. Um, So am I still screen sharing?
Yeah.
All right. So also, so when you're building your app, you want to make sure to you're probably going to want to make a lot of reusable components. So what you'll probably do is, let's say you have like a um, bunch of cards. You'll probably want to put those cards into like one father component or something like that, like a card section or header or footer, stuff like that. Like you want to make sure to just separate them into different components. Like so in index.js we have navbar, the landing page, the book list, and the footer. And all those have like their different stuff inside of them. Um, you're probably going to want to use, I don't know if I used useState here at all. Yeah, you want to make sure you have a good understanding of useState because you're probably going to end up using it a lot because you probably want to stay away from class components because they're kind of annoying and confusing. But definitely want to have a good understanding of useState. And all useState is really just an array. It accepts your data, which would be like here's an array of data, wishlist data, and then your method. And this method updates the this right here. So every time this gets called, this gets updated. And then with this statement here, all you're doing is just setting this value to this value. So the wish list array is getting sent to this array here, which is empty. And then you're going to call this method whenever you want to update this information here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So anytime you have any type of like, because the way React works, anytime you make any type of change, you have to re-render your components. So in order to re-render your components, you need to use useState because useState just basically re-renders the whole thing. So if you look here, so I declare over here, and then in this method here, this is the add to wishlist button. So what this is saying is this is getting it's creating a new variable here, and then it's concatenating the event, the book event, to this array here. And then after that, I'm setting the wish list to equal the new array, which I just created right here. So this array
So
has
the book event is when you say book event, what do you mean?
yeah. So the book event, if we go to because I don't want this to be like a specific book. I want this to be like as you can see here, it can be any one of these books, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it could be any of one of these events here. So in the code, I'm saying here, so this is my map function. This is mapping out all the books, yada yada. And then here in my book component, I have a prop. So let me go to the book over here. So this is my book component, and it just has the props up here. So I have image, title, author, and ad. So image, title, author, pretty straightforward. Those are just text information. But then for the button, because I want to be able to, like I said, make it specific for that book, I have an on click, but I made the on click to be a prop. That way, it's going to be specific for this book. So like you can do props for anything. So if you want to pass data between components, you're always going to want to use props. So I'm saying here, I'm creating a prop here for my on-click method. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then here, there's my on-click method prop. And then I'm saying I have an arrow function here. and this is my function that I just had here, and it's going to be specific for this book event. So every time I click, it's going to be a new book event, and then this book event is getting put into here, and then the object is going into the array here, concatenating to the array, and then I'm setting my wish list array up here to the new array with the new concatenated book. So that's just one way that you can use state. Um, and you're probably gonna want to use it. Like, let's say I'm trying to think of a use case for you guys. Probably if somebody, you said a CRM, so um, let's say someone like updates information in your CRM, you're definitely gonna want to have use state to hold the data and then update it when they click save. So you're
Yeah.
probably going to be using use state a lot, and also probably want to look into state forms. There's this really dope tutorial that I found that was really helpful. Because you're probably going to have a lot of different forms.
Yeah, we're gonna need to update all the forms to Firebase too. So we're definitely gonna need to use useState.
Yeah, you're definitely going to use use state. Also, you're probably going to need to use use effect as well. If you're doing calls to database, I can give you a quick intro into use effect as well. Um, wow. Yeah, I would just go with this one. This one is, oh, that's not it. Yeah, this one should be pretty good. And then just definitely learn how to handle input with. You're gonna be handling a lot of input. Let me chat box still. Let's see what else. Um, do a quick little intro into use effect, and then call it a night. So use effect is another hook, and basically, so use state is used to re-render components, but use effect is basically like side effects that happen whenever a re-render happens. So usually, like, use effect is like, let's say um, my app is like starting up, and I want like a bunch of background things to happen, like probably pulling from a database, or like setting some information, or like when I click something, like I want something to happen in the background. So that's usually what like use state is used, use effect is used for. So let's let me do a quick. So you gotta use effect here. So let's hit a component. And we're gonna use state and use effect actually here. So let's create our value and then our set value button. And then we want to set the value to be equal to 0. So we're going to have that, and then also we're going to have our actual use effect method. So use effect is a method. It's just a special method that you have, and it's going to run every time. So that's use effect, and anything you put in here basically is going to trigger every time that you render a component. So let's just have that there for now. I'll leave it empty, and then I'm going to just create the actual component. It's going to be I think we're just going to do. So we're going to have a heading one with a value, and then a button. Method. The onClick method is going to it's going to update the state of the value. So it's going to do value plus 1. So we have an onClick method that's going to set our value to value plus 1. And then also, let's export this. So you can see what it looks like. And then we'll import it inside of our
And now you can use the use effects whenever, like in whatever method you call it to, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, so you can use effect anywhere you want. I just named the component use effect because it's just what I'm using to use effect. But you can import use effect here if you wanted to and just use it. Use effect. It just froze. All use effect is just this method right here. Just like use state is just this right here. Use effect is just this method. I just named the component use effect because that's just because I'm just demoing use effect in it. But let's run this import use effect from /. And then let's put our here. And then let's look at our code. There we go. So we got our little counter right here. And my button is not showing. My button is small. That's why. All right, so every time I click it, it's gonna go up like crazy. But there's also some other stuff that I want to do as well when I click it. So I want a side effect to happen, right? So let's say every time I re-render, I console.log use effect. So let's look at the console. So the first render was the render of actually just rendering the page. And you see here, it did call use effect. So if I click it again, it just re-rendered. So it's going to call useEffect again. And I click it. It's going to go on and on and on and on. So every time I re-render this component here, it's calling useEffect. So let me do something cool here. So instead of just doing the console log, so if value is greater than 0, I'm going to change the document title to, let's say we have like a bunch of let's say these numbers are notifications instead. So the messages, that should be it. I need to click out some of these. All right. All right, so you can see up here, now when I click the document, a side effect of me clicking this button here is that the document title up top got updated. So see, it's going up and up and up. And that's because I have the useEffect method inside here. So this useEffect method is going to run every time that I re-render this component. So anything that I put in here is going to trigger every time. So let's say like I said, any data that you want. So probably for your CRM, what you're going to have to do is have a bunch of useEffect, and these useEffects are probably going to pull from the database. So they're going to pull all the CRM data, all the user information, everything like that, the minute you open the app. And you'll have all these useEffect methods probably inside of like your initializer, your function here. So that way, or maybe not here, but probably inside of like one of your components here. So every time it renders, it's just going to pull in all that information. So you're probably going to have to use these two in conjunction a lot with your data and changing the data and everything like that. And yeah, I hope all that was helpful. Did that
Yeah,
make sense?
dude, that was honestly one of the most like insane breakdowns ever. You covered it all in one go. Thank you. I
Awesome.
appreciate it so much.
Dude, yeah, awesome. I'm glad you got to learn. That's really like all I want is just you guys to learn and be able to use it in your solutions challenge. Now I'm really excited to see what you guys end up building.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right then, dude. I'm gonna head out of here, but I'm in the Discord. If you have any questions or anything like that, be sure to send me a message.
Yeah,
And
thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
yeah, dude, you too.